presented your work very well.
Thank you.
Well done.
There's a large quantity of it as well. You can tell you've done a lot of work.
I love the geometrical stuff and the fact that you like
Drew on my face.
Yeah.
I really like the mix of media. Like you've explored quite a lot of medias, which is nice.
I really like your sound design as well.
Oh, thank you.
That was nice. This is the nature sound.
Yeah.
my favorite pictures look like that little one.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything you want to say, Haki?
No, I really like it. It's just I wish there's something to explain to me those
Okay.
elements.
I think it's a really impressive standard. It kind of sets an example for us all.
These things are all explained in these things.
Okay, I thought it's like, oh, yeah, everything.
All right. Do you want to say something, perhaps to answer Haki's question? That seems
Okay,
generally...
so basically, Anna Mendieta was all about being in nature and being at one with nature, and she did several different kind of pieces of work that were about that. And I've kind of taken the one where she's like made a beard on her face, that's that one, and I've done an underwater shoot, which is this one, and actual proper nature things here. And I don't know if you remember, but there's one piece of hers in particular that she'd made a mud sculpture in some water, and it was about her leaving traces of her body around in nature so that people could go and discover it. And so I've taken that idea about using her shapes that she's used and made these shapes, which are all about women's shapes of their body life. They're curvy, they're like an hourglass shape. If they're like really big, then they're a circle, and pear-shaped, they're a triangle, and that kind of concept. So that's how I've come up with the shapes. And then with these, it's about all of those different shapes building up together to make the entire feminine form. So the rectangle on the neck shows like the windpipe, for example.
Do you want to just say how you don't like having things...
Oh yeah, I don't like things on my neck. And it was really horrible for me to do that to myself. It was really horrible, but yeah. So that's that. Yes.
Okay. I'll just say a couple of things.
Okay.
Which are, I like the film very much. I thought it worked well. I was slightly distracted by the electricity box that your sheet doesn't cover. And I couldn't work that out. I couldn't work out why you got the sheet if it didn't cover the electricity box.
I just wanted a white background, but it wasn't. The projector wasn't supposed to go up that high, but it kept on like coming up, and it wouldn't stay in the right place. So it wasn't supposed to be like that. But
Right.
I couldn't really do anything about it.
I almost kind of got quite fond of the electricity box by the end of it. I was thinking, well, maybe it fits.
No, it's not supposed to.
Okay. It's a good amount of work. And I like the way it's all cohesive and works together. I like your attempt to try and make this into an exhibition. I think that's ambitious. And the photographs are lovely. The way they're presented isn't quite as beautiful as they deserve.
Mhm.
I'm not quite sure what way round it there is. And I'm glad you did the lighting
Yeah.
and the data and everything, and it's shown them to their best effect. And I'm drawn into them. But there's something about presenting in this room that is very hard.
Yeah.
And it has all sorts of things not going for it, this room. But it is a space that you have ambitiously used, so I
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
What would you say you've learned?
I've learnt loads actually. I've never created a sound anything before, so that was really important for me.
Can I just stop you a second? Is it you two who didn't go to the sound workshop?
No, I did.
You did? You did? You didn't. So you were there. Everybody was there except for you. Okay. Sorry. Go on. You learnt.
Yeah. So, but that just having that workshop made me not afraid to go and try and make something. So it will explain everything in my notes. But the sound of the wind I made with my own breath to add myself and feminine form into myself.
What else have you learned?
I've learnt that Final Cut Pro can be a nightmare when it doesn't work. But I've also learnt loads about all the people that I researched. Because I didn't, when I initially chose Anna Mendieta, I didn't really think about all the people behind her. I just thought about her as herself, and I've learnt about, indirectly, but her husband's work as well, and about Fluxus, which she looked at, and Viennese actionism, and just loads of things, loads and loads of research of artists that I didn't even know existed, and the movements that they were in.
Okay.
I've also learnt how to put stuff from Sound Pro thingy onto Final Cut Pro.
I put a symbol in for that. Double arrow. Okay. So, what could be better?
I wanted to put it into the public to see their reactions. So I could have done that, but I didn't really have enough time to do that as well. But that's the main thing that I would have really liked to have involved. And I also wanted to get other women to make their own shapes with mud to do that. But again, not enough time.
Would you have liked to have made mud shapes?
I would love to.
Yeah.
when I was doing those ones in the mud, my neighbour came down. He's like, "Can I help?" You want Jake? Yes.
Did she?
No, he didn't. He didn't want to get his clothes muddy,
Right.
but he did offer.
Yes, I would have quite liked more mud shapes, and I like the mud shapes a lot. I sort of think they can go a long way. You could explore it a lot. I like your contact sheets.
Thank you.
They work nicely. It's just interesting to see little images as contact sheets. The photographs work, but their display doesn't show them to best advantage.
Yeah.
And I have no idea how you could make it better. That's the problem. I try to think, how can you improve on this?
I think it's distracting because the wall isn't perfect,
That too. That doesn't help.
but there's not a lot that I could do.
It might. I just don't know. Did you try them stuck against a darker background?
No.
I'm just wondering if bringing them closer together and on a darker background might make them...
But I liked having the different sections,
yeah, I like the
the-
sections.
the
yeah,
leaves were above the leaves and the mud pictures were above the mud
yeah.
and the water ones over there.
Okay, let's just think. We're trying to imagine it as an exhibition in a a professional space rather than a student space.
I'd probably have them printed bigger.
Yeah.
No, when I've done things like this before, I've always had like really nice
Yeah.
big prints, but I don't have that here. So they're really little.
Okay. Anything else anybody could suggest about an improvement on the space if it were?
If it was in here, you could always paint it black, because then you won't be able to see any of the floors.
It might be worth next time testing it against
Yeah.
things, against black, against white, against whatever colour they've left it,
Yeah.
and see which brings out the image best.
Yeah. Well, I wanted it to all be completely white, like everything, but like and the floor, but that's not really possible.
Wood down, loads of mud.
I thought that actually, like, how can I get rid of the floor? Like, cover it in leaves.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
But well, I didn't. So.
Can you tell like something about the last picture?
What the last one?
Last. Yeah.
Basically, I was having fun in Photoshop, but they are all done in my bath, underwater,
What is
with a
that?
GoPro.
Flower?
Yeah, it's a rose, and I made fake blood, which was fun.
So those are like.
Yeah.